Hi guys, Dragon Warrior Reviews here, and today I'm going to be showing you the Hot Toys Battle Damaged Deadpool figure from Deadpool and Wolverine. So honestly, Deadpool and Wolverine is definitely one of my favourite movies of all times. It was so well made. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the movie. But anyway, this Hot Toys box here is absolutely awesome. It is a feast for the eyes. As you can see on the front, it says Marvel Studios Deadpool and Wolverine. Then we've got a picture of Deadpool on the box, as you can see, pulling his katanas out of his back. I wouldn't try that pose because you might, or probably will, snap the katana swords, or the katana, sorry, when trying it. I think Justin said he tried that once. Because as you know, Hot Toys don't like using die-cast anymore for weapons. But as you can see, there's a massive Wolverine sort of scrape mark. And as you can see, it's actually a real scrape mark. Or it's not, how do I explain this? Like, it's like a separate little fit. I really don't know how to explain this, but there's like a window behind it. And you can sort of see it's like a proper scrape. It's really cool. And as you can see, there's like bullet holes, there's sparks, there's bullets flying everywhere. This box is amazing. And here it says Deadpool battling version. Very awesome. And Hot Toys movie masterpiece. And on the side here, that sort of scrape continues. It's yet again says Deadpool battling version. And you also can see his arm here as well. And the box is so beautiful. It's so detailed and I love it. And then on the back here, it's just, you know, the usual legal information, Hot Toy store locations, more sparks, bullet holes, stuff like that. And you can sort of see this Deadpool logo as well. And on this side, yet again, it's more of Deadpool's arm, you know, sort of like continuing on the side here. More of the scrape marks here and stuff like that. And then on the top here, yeah, there we go. It just says Deadpool battling version. I love this box. This is not a picture of the figure, by the way. This is actually, I think, Ryan Reynolds in costume, I think. He is very battle damaged, as you can see. So basically what I think you have to do, sorry, is you have to take this off. So you slip it off. And here we go. Holy crap. We have a Deadpool here in the tray, or in the window here. Sorry, my commentating skills are not very good today. To be fair, my excuse. I'm a little bit unwell, ladies and gentlemen. So that's my excuse for this review. Maybe not been the best commentating. Yeah, again, you see what I mean. But anyway, enough of that. Here's this like little friendship bracelet thing they put on the front here. It's kind of cool. It says best friends. You got Deadpool here, and then on this side Wolverine. That's really awesome. And yeah, look at this figure. It is looking great. I know you can't really see it right now, but the thing I can really see very easily is this Wolverine skull and spine. That is looking absolutely awesome. And oh hello, on the side here, look, it's a Deadpool logo and it says boom. Another Deadpool logo here, battling version again, and just some little doodles. That's like is that Deadpool riding a unicorn? What the hell? And then like a rainbowy, is it meant to be like a rainbow cloud? I don't even know what that means, meant to be. So what is going on with my commentating skills? I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. They're all over the place. But yeah, you got Wolverine slicing Deadpool's logo, poor Deadpool. A picture of Deadpool again with some katanas and a load more doodles here, Hot Toys. Yet again, Deadpool battling version. How many times am I going to put this on the box? And then on this side here, more doodles and like that one there. And yeah, holy. Alright, we've got the clown tray out here, and as you can see, look at the size of this accessory. Holy crap, so not accessory for TVA pool. That's huge, and they've got all these accessories in here. But my first impressions of Deadpool, the battle damage version, is yes. Holy, that is looking great. And that that Wolverine skull is so cool. And my first impressions of this Ryan Reynolds head sculpt, let's take this out quickly. Let's have a look what we're thinking about here. Whoa. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Hot Toys, you cooked on that. Anyway, let's get Deadpool out of the box and all of his accessories so we can take a closer look. Alright, I have got Deadpool out and holy crap, a lot of accessories. We need to go quite quickly if I don't want this video to be 40 minutes long. But first of all, let's start with the hands. So we get quite a few different hands. As you can see, first of all, this is sort of like a heart shape sort of like thing you can do. If you put both of these on, Deadpool can have a heart. Deadpool can be like showing a heart with his hand, which is really cool. You can do that. I'm not going to do that, but that's kind of cool. Here we have like a dynamic hand here, as you can see. And before we move on, These hands are very, very detailed. You can see the gold shiny metallicness on the gold parts here with some like scratching. I think that's what that is. Also, there is some like battle damaged or, you know, dirt there as well on the red parts, a bit like on the actual outfit. But yeah, honestly, the hands look really, really awesome. The detail is absolutely awesome. And let's move on. We've got a pointing hand here, as you can see. This one is, I don't know, a cool gesturing hand here. That's kind of cool, like that thumbs up hand. I guess this is for holding his katana. I think that is, or the skull and spine. I think, yeah. And the hands are quite soft, so it should be quite easy to put the accessories in. Another one of those ones as well. That's more of a, like, it's kind of like a handshake one, but maybe like one where you can have his hand on his belt or something. Like a pointing hand, like he's saying, oh, I'm going to shoot you if you don't get out of the way or something like that. And already installed on the figure, we have two sort of gun holding hands. I think these are trigger hands. I don't know, they don't look like trigger hands. No, I think they're like katana holding hands. Talking about guns, we got Deadpool's iconic pistol here, as you can see. Very cool. You get two of these. On the front of the barrel, it says smile, and I can't quite pronounce that, can't quite read that text there. I don't know what that says, sorry, so I don't know it. I think I need to watch back the movie, unless you can't notice in the movie. I don't know, let me know in the comments what that says. But yeah, the gun's really, really awesome. Is there much damage on it though? Not really. Yeah, no, it's alright, but I don't really care. What you can do with the gun as well, you can open this bit up like he's going to reload, and you can pull the magazine out the bottom, and as you can see, there's a sculpted bullet in there as well, which is really, really awesome. I really like that touch. And if you've plugged this bit back in, when it's open, you can sort of see the bullet. I really love that attention to detail. Next, we have Baby Knife. Very, very awesome. Not die-cast, as I said earlier. Nothing's die-cast with this set, by the way. But yeah, Baby Knife, very iconic. Every time he pulled out Baby Knife in the movie, he kept saying, Baby Knife. I love that. This is one of two of his katanas. You get two of them. Be really careful because they're not die-cast, but they're very metallic and very awesome. And you get his sort of are they called sheaths? What? Sorry, my brain's gone. Katana holders. I don't know. There is a magnet in Deadpool's back and on this, so it will stick magnetically on his back. But yeah, just be very careful when pulling and also putting these swords back in the sheath. I think that's what it's called, because you do not want to break these swords. Here is one of the bone. This is one of Wolverine's bones. It's like a speary part. I like that. You can pretend Deadpool's going to stab someone in the face with that, and there's loads of speckling of weathering on that as well. And here is another one as well. This is a less stabby one, should I say. Very awesome. I love the speckling on there. The bones look very aged, which is definitely what you expect. And obviously Deadpool had to dig Wolverine up. So yeah, there's speckles of mud and stuff on that. Now, this, you get two of these. These are the nunchucks. I think this is Deadpool's, sorry, this is Wolverine's leg. Basically, these pieces can bend. I'm not sure if I can do it. Oh, yeah, I can do it on camera. But yeah, these pieces can bend, so you can bend them how you want. I think that is absolutely awesome. I cannot wait to try this out in some poses. Here we got Deadpool's sort of makeshift Wolverine claws. Basically, what happens is you put this over his wrist, and then you've got this hand here. This is, as you know in the show, he made some makeshift Wolverine claws. It's really funny. More speckles of dirt and stuff on that as well, and on the side here and on this, yeah, more speckles on the bones, and yeah, really, really awesome. Now, my favorite accessory in this entire set is the Wolverine skull and spine. That likeness, I never thought I'd say this, but that skull likeness is perfect. It looks like Wolverine dead, should I say. I never thought I'd ever say that in a figure review. You can sort of see his hair and stuff. Very, very awesome. And the detail, you can sort of see his eye there. Very awesome. Looks like he's got like a white eye. Is that like his actual eyeball still there? I don't know. When I saw it in the movie, I was like, what? But very awesome. And his mouth does open to around there, as you can see. Very awesome. That is actually amazing. And yeah, here's the sort of spine here. Very awesome. And I did not expect this. But this spine can bend. You can bend it. I'll sort of demonstrate that later. Like can I demonstrate it on camera? I'm not sure if I can. It's kind of a hard angle. Yeah, just take my word for it. It can bend. I'm going to do two different poses of Deadpool holding this skull and spine. So I will try and like bend the spine for a dynamic pose. And if I zoom in a little bit, you can really notice those teeth are really, really dirty. Holy, that. I just love this accessory. Like, this is definitely my favorite accessory in this entire set. By flipping far. Holy. We also get some swap out eyepieces for Deadpool. This is more of like an angrier expression. As you can see, there's some like speckles of dirt and scraping on the, oh, is that dirt? No, it's more like paint loss on his like mask, I think, or something like that, or not paint, I don't know, but he's got some scrapes there as well. And already installed on the figure out of the box, he has these sort of surprised ones, which are absolutely awesome. Now we get this awesome head sculpt, this sort of half masked, half unmasked sculpt. We'll take a look at this in more detail later. Also, finally we get an unmasked Ryan Reynolds in makeup head sculpt. And like the other head sculpt that I showed you, we're going to go in more detail. We're going to go into more detail of the sculpt later. I'll let you know what I think of it. But all you need to know right now is he's got moving eyes, and the way to access the moving eyes is to remove his head off the skin tone neck, and then you can move them. Now we get a very awesome display base. As you can see, this display base is absolutely covered in blood on these sections here. It is amazing. I love like the darker pieces of red with the lighter reds, really accurate. This is meant to represent that scene where like the TVA came after Deadpool and when he killed all of them with Wolverine's skeleton. As you can see, there's loads of speckles of snow, as you can see, because it was snowing on that planet, or I'm pretty sure. And you can sort of see like the more browny grey parts down here, but on the top there is, it's really covered in snow. Now, there's no way to cover this seam up. Basically, you're meant to stick the TVA portal in. But with this, you can either have a crotch grabber, or they do not do this often. You can put this piece in, and it basically covers up the... Wait, can I... Yeah, does it go in any further? Am I putting this the wrong way? Basically, it covers up the crotch grabber hole. Now, that is amazing. Thank you, Hot Toys. I think I did put it the wrong way, by the way, so I just switched it off camera a second ago. It's going to be quite hard to take out, I think. Holy crap. But I love it. It's got speckles of snow on it. And you can also get a bigger one where you can stick whatever you want on the display base, however you want, or you can just completely put it back in the box. But there's a lot of speckles of snow. There's a lot of snow on there as well. On the tops here, not really. It's like it's just been rested here, and... Maybe Deadpool picked it up, and then you can see all the snow at the bottom. I really like that attention to detail. But anyway, let's stick this TVA portal thing. I need to take it out of the packaging. Let's stick it in and try out the lights. Because what I've heard, the lights aren't that good. I don't think they're going to be in person, just because it's basically a giant lightsaber blade, if you think about it. So it's probably going to not be that epic. But let's give it a try. Whoa, I did not expect this. But basically, as you can see, there's this little seam here. And basically, if you want to access the USB port, you have to take this piece off. All right, it's been removed. And basically, you just plug your cable in there. And I love that they did that. I kind of wish they made like a seam. Oh, I kind of wish they did the same thing with like this hole. So if you didn't want the TVA portal in, you can like cover it up. Because to be fair, some people may not have space for it, or they wouldn't want to, or maybe you don't want to display it with the TVA portal. So I kind of wish they did that, but it's not the end of the world. All right, let's give this a go. Oh, I need to press the button. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing off camera here. Here we go. Okay, I don't even notice anything. The light's on. I don't notice anything. Let me just turn off my lights quickly. Yeah, kind of sucks, to be fair. It really does. Yeah, this is what I was expecting. Honestly, I don't really think anyone is going to have this lit up. I'll have it lit up in the review when I post Deadpool on it, but yeah, I don't know if it's the best thing. It's a cool feature. I'm glad they included it, but okay, yeah, it's not the best. Not the best. If you look at it from this angle, actually, it actually looks really good. So if I'm sitting down, right, and I'm looking at it from this angle, it actually doesn't look that good. But if, for some reason, if I'm standing up and I'm looking at it from above, it actually looks really, really good. I don't know, that's a weird illusion, but yeah, I guess it can look cool. But if I'm going to take some pictures, for example, from Instagram, when he's posed on here, you don't really want to be looking at your figure from above. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it looks like when Deadpool's on there later for some photo photography, plus showing you what he looks like posed up. Right, here we go. Here's what Deadpool looks like on his display base in no crazy poses. So basically, I put his guns in his holster, and also holster, should I say, his two guns. And I also put his katanas on his back. And you know what? Also, let's put Baby Knife in his little sheath here. Here we go, Baby Knife. Go in there. There we go. Just to complete the look. So first of all, my first impressions of him sort of standing in front of me, you know, out of the box. Properly, you know, look at him with his, like, accessories on. I think he looks really amazing. Like, I love the darker color and all the battle damage on him. But anyway, let's take a look, shall we? So, we're going to start off with his masked sculpt. So, as you can see, it is, like, disgusting. There's a lot of dirt and also scrapes and Wolverine scrapes there. They're not fully sculpted in. They're painted, but they look really good to me. And I love that, like, sort of expression on the eyes. I will switch the eyes out later. But for now, you have to enjoy these eyes here. But yeah, very, very awesome. I sort of love like the sort of, it looks like, the material sort of bunching there. As you know, that's all sculpted, but I love that. I love like the neck. It looks like it's actually fabric and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like fabric or whatever his outfit's made out of. Also, when I took him out of the box, it really smells like that rubber they use to make, you know, like the Carnage or Venom figures or the Demogorgon figure or 3-0 made as well. It smells like that, so I think the suit's made out of that same material. But if we keep going down, there are various holes and scrapes everywhere, and there's so much dirt and speckling of dirt, and this is beautiful. It is disgusting, and I love battle damage figures. This is why I bought this, because I love it. Some scrapes here. You would think that if he's got scraped there, you'll see his bare skin, but maybe his suit's like really, really thick, and DeadPool or Wolverine, so I just scraped it a little bit. I'm not sure if seeing the black when he scraped it there is accurate, but as far as I know, it is accurate because I don't remember seeing his sort of like peachy sort of, shriveled up skin through the holes in the movie. It looked kind of black. Maybe that's what the movie developers wanted us to see. So it is definitely accurate, I think. But man, this is looking incredible. That belt, these little sculpted like pouches here, very dirty here. I think the belt is made of pleather as well. The bits down here, holding the holsters, I think they're made out of pleather, unfortunately. Thanks Hot Toys for that one. Holsters are really cool. There's some speckling as well, and it is lovely. I love the way this looks. And then from the back here, yeah, the katanas, you know, like I said, magnets earlier. A lot of dirt there. For some reason they hold on. Here we go. For some reason they sort of they're a bit skewiff. The katanas feel a bit skewiff. The sheath on the back. I don't know, something to do with his suit. I don't know. I am not sure. Looks great though, not perfect, but it looks great. It does look great. It just don't fit perfectly on his back for some reason. I'm not sure if I say perfection with my one, but that's okay. More detail crap. As you can see, I got one of these crutch grabber without the TVA portal, so we can really appreciate the figure without too much. But down here we go. Obviously, you've got the sheath for baby knife, and there's a lot more, you know, like dirt and speckling. I would say down here, this side is really dirty here. Asymmetrical as well on the battle damage, which you expect, and a lot of dirt and grime or speckles of dirt on the shoes as well. I really like that. That is absolutely awesome. If I can take him off his display base without dropping him, yeah, lovely tread there as well. Like, honestly, this is actually looking incredible, man. Like, what a figure. Like, when I saw the clean version, I liked it, but like I didn't want it because I feel like I wouldn't have liked it as much. Like, it looks amazing clean in the movie, but like in 1/6 scale, I thought in my mind it might be a bit boring for me. I want to see something a bit more battle damage, you know. And when they, you know, delivered on this figure, when they actually revealed this figure, I was so excited. I was like, I need this in my collection, and I love seeing it in hand right now. So the plan for this video is I am going to be doing 2 poses with each sculpt, so I can show you what the head sculpts look like in some cool poses, and then I'll do my final pose, and I will move on to the 2 irritating and 2 great things. By the way, guys, I'm not going to be doing articulation segments in my videos anymore, just because I'm not the best at them. In the last video, my last 1/6 scale review, which was the Demogorgon review, apparently I forgot it had elbows and knee joints. It's kind of because I almost lost my mind on trying to switch up the head for around 2 hours, but still, I don't really enjoy doing them, so that's why. If I practice, I'll get better, but still, I just don't know. But by the way, I got these on. These are tough because you have to like take off the hands and then the gauntlet little things, or little wristbands, sorry, stick them over the top, put the wristbands back on, and then put the hands on. And with this particular side, it was kind of a really annoying. It basically was really annoying, and yeah, they're really tough. They put a lot of pressure on the suit, so they are quite tough to deal with, but they do look pretty decent. Alright, here we go. We have pose number 1. So we have DeadPool with the Wolverine claws on. Very awesome. I tried to copy that scene in the movie. that sort of stance he did, and it's very similar to what I got. I decided to use the flash so you can see a little bit more of the detail, but there we go, very, very awesome. Let's go quickly from the side here. I think that looks really awesome. I love this pose, it's very awesome. I know putting the Wolverine claws are kind of quite irritating. Got this down there as well, but quite irritating to put on. But when you do get them on, they do look pretty cool. They are quite hard. They do look good though. They do look really, really good. I've got a feeling a lot of people will display him like this in their collection. This is what the pose looks like, by the way, with the TVA portal behind him. Looks really, really awesome. The light is on, you just can't really notice it. But yeah, you can sort of see him through it there. But yeah, I just want to show you the pose. When I do my pose, I'll show you what he looks like without the portal, and then also with the portal. But yeah, pose number 1 with the Wolverine claws, I think it's come out quite nice. And I do really think it is awesome. Alright, here is pose number 2. Before we get into it, I do feel kind of stupid. Earlier I said I wish there was like something to hide the sort of like seam line where the TVA portal goes in. Well, this is what this is for, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it will hide it completely, but it, you know, pretty much does. So I do feel a bit stupid. If you were thinking that earlier, I do apologise, ladies and gentlemen. But as you can see, I switched out the eyepieces. Looking very, very awesome, as you can see. So basically, as you can see, he's holding the nunchucks. They've been really well, as you can see. I wanted to get a pose where he's holding it underneath his armpit, a bit like what he did sort of in the show or in the movie, sorry, and what people do with nunchucks. But I couldn't quite get it, unfortunately. But yeah, this is what I've got. As you can see, yeah. It's quite easy to switch out the eyepieces, by the way. Yeah, if you just touch your nail on the side, they're not that hard to get out. The magnets will just they're quite soft, so the magnets are quite loose, so not too loose, but loose enough so you don't have to wedge your fingernail and do damage to the eyepieces. It's very simple. You touch it and it will come out. Just, yeah, use your fingernail a little bit just to touch the side, and then it will easily come out. But I really like this pose. Very, very awesome. Looks like DeadPool's about to whack somebody with the nunchucks. Oh, sorry, more like Wolverine's legs. Poor Wolverine. But I'm loving this, and I love this. I love it. Which eyepieces do I prefer? If you're wondering, well, I prefer the more open ones, like the more surprised ones. I did say I was going to show every single pose, without the TVA portal, then with the TVA portal. But I think with this one, I'm not gonna. I think I'll do one pose. I'll show you the TVA portal with, I think, once with each head sculpt. There's also something else you can do if you want to make DeadPool's mask more expressive. You can do this, as you can see. I kind of like that. It's kind of like he's closing his eyes slightly, so he can really make sure he hits I don't know, the TVA sort of guards right in the face. That's kind of cool. Anyway, let's switch out the head sculpt. So this is what the half masked sculpt looks like, and my goodness, it is absolutely incredible. Basically, you will need to remove the entire DeadPool head and neck, and then replace it with the skin tone neck. So you will have to remove the Ryan Reynolds head sculpt off that neck so you can put this on. So basically, what do I think of the sculpt? So number 1, the detail on the neck and also the mouth sticking out and the skin texture, it looks really, really good in my opinion. But I think the mask should have some more battle damage. I got a feeling they included this mask more for the clean version of DeadPool, so I'm guessing, definitely, you should be able to, if you've got the clean version, you should be able to put the skin tone neck on and then this head sculpt on. Wish it had more battle damage for this version, to suit this version. I wish it was more designed for this version of Deadpool. Just wish it had the same Wolverine scratches and stuff on the eye pieces and also the side of the head and all that dirt and grime. I feel like the sculpt looks a little weird on the body just because it's not as battle damaged. So if you got the clean version, this head sculpt's perfect. But I feel like for this body, yeah, you can use it, but I don't think it's going to be, it's definitely not going to look as good in my opinion. Alright, here we go. We got my first pose with the half unmasked sculpt. As you can see, basically I try to get him he's sniffing his pistols like he did in Deadpool 2. Something similar to that because, yeah, I think Deadpool didn't actually, this mask sculpt, actually, he didn't do this in Deadpool and Wolverine. He didn't do anything like this. The way he took the mask off was from the back. So you can't really say in the comments, oh, that's him taking off the mask, or it can be, but basically this look is more based on Deadpool 2. But I like that they added it. Got the nunchuck at the bottom and the piece of wood there. And as you can see, I'm not using the crotch grabber, but my goodness, what a cool head sculpt here. Here's the sculpt with the flash on, as you can see. Very, very awesome. You can see a little bit more of that detail. Very awesome. I'm very impressed with this sculpt, and it's really awesome. From afar, you wouldn't really notice like the mask isn't that battle damage compared to the actual suit. It is definitely a really cool display option. If you're only getting this version, or people which are only getting this version, I've got a feeling people will display this figure with this sculpt on, because it does look really, really awesome. But yeah, I need to be careful because it's not actually on his crotch grabber. But yeah, I absolutely love that. It is absolutely awesome. Before we move on to pose number 2 with this sculpt, I quickly want to turn off the light so we can see the display base in action. Oh yeah, that is looking pretty decent. This is the only time I'm going to do it. Just wanted to show you what it looks like. Alright, here we go. So as you can see, I bent the skull and spine. I love that. I love that that's got a bendy wire in it. It's so awesome. And as you can see, he's holding that little sort of daggery part, bone. You know what I mean? Like that pointy part of the bone I showed you in the accessory segment of the video. Yeah, it's really looking awesome. I think it looks really great. This pose is really awesome. And yeah, that twig does a really good job of covering that seam. Not 100%, but it is definitely better than nothing. So I'm glad they, gave us the stuff they did. But yeah, look at that skull and spine. He's not on these. He's not on these crotch grabbers, so I do need to be kind of careful. But holy, that is looking amazing. I just love that skull and spine. I can't get over it. And also, I really love this head sculpt as well. It looks really good. I'm not going to be using it in my collection. I think I'm going to be going for the full mask sculpt. I kind of want the full look of Deadpool. But still, if any of you are going to be using this mask sculpt, I honestly think you're going to really enjoy it when you get it in hand. And I think, yeah, a lot of people will most likely be using that over any of the others. But yeah, no, I love this. I'm really excited to be putting the full unmasked Deadpool head on. That's going to look really, really awesome. And it's got moving eyes as well. So I am going to do some moving eye stuff as well today. I was scared in this B review, but I'm going to stop being scared. I'm going to get a lot better at Hot Toys reviews, and I'm not going to be so scared to do stuff. We're going to be moving the eyes. And yeah, the reason why I get scared about it is because I keep taking the head on and off of that neck connector a bit wide. It'll break. But no, it will be fine. We'll be fine. But yeah, anyway, this is great. Love this pose. Anyway, let's switch out this awesome sculpt to the unmasked head sculpt. So what do I think about this? Do I think it looks like Ryan Reynolds? I'm going to be honest, it's not good. It really isn't. It is amazing. Like, that looks like Ryan Reynolds in the makeup from Deadpool and Wolverine. It looks absolutely incredible. I moved the eyes up a little bit as well, so it looks like he's a bit angry. That's definitely going to suit the pose I'm going to do with this, or my first pose I'm going to do with this figure here. But this is absolutely incredible. So if I just lay him down here and we zoom him in, there we go. You can see that detail. That is amazing. It looks amazing. I can't believe it. When I put this head sculpt back in the box after this video, or in a accessory tub, I'm going to feel quite bad, because this sculpt is really that good. Like, absolutely incredible. From the back here, as you can see, the detail is incredible. And my goodness, this is what you call an amazing head sculpt. Sometimes Hot Toys deliver on head sculpts. Most of the time they do. But with this one, they absolutely nailed it. It looks absolutely amazing. Sometimes head sculpt details do soften a little bit in the final production, compared to the prototype pictures. But honestly, this sculpt looks really good. When I looked at the sculpt off camera, I thought maybe the details were slightly softer, but honestly, it really is that good. Like, seriously, I don't think they are softer. Maybe it's just me going crazy because somebody did say they thought that the details were a bit soft. So sometimes when I hear things go to my head. But I feel like this sculpt honestly is like, I would say it's almost a 10 out of 10, if not a 10 out of 10. Anyway, let's get him into a couple of poses. All right, here we go. So we've got Deadpool here, Love that he's like slightly walking here like that. And he's just holding his katanas like that. And because he looks like, because his eyes are like that, he looks so mad right now. I love that. He's looking up there, head slightly downwards. And the katanas are really nice and shiny, actually. Like, I really like the katanas. Like I said in the articulation step, sorry, like I said in the accessory part of the video. Now I look at it a little bit, I don't think the katanas are perfectly how I wanted them, but that's okay, it's not the end of the world. I had to put him back on his crotch grabber, just because he would fall over if I, kept him in the pose. I love how I got him here with these katanas. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not the best pose ever, but, you know, it works. It definitely works, in my opinion, and it's really awesome. This head sculpt is just outstanding. Now, this is one of those situations, again, I have this all the time in my videos. I love this pose so much that I want to keep this pose. So I'm not going to. I'm going to stick to what I want for my final pose. I want him holding like the... you'll see. I kind of want him holding the Wolverine skull and spine, like he's talking to it or something. But if I don't like that one that much, I'll just switch it back to this. It's not going to be too hard to get it back to this, but I love how this came out. As you can see, he's sort of reloading his gun here. And I put some side-eye on, as you can see, on the eyes. There's some side-eye. He looks a bit more happy. And his foot is on the Wolverine skull. Yeah, as you can see, really, really awesome. And then his hand is just on the side there. I really like that. I feel like I will like the other pose more, though. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm kind of hoping I do like my final pose slightly more, just because that is the pose I had planned. If I just go closer here with the flash on, there we go. You can see my side-eye here. Yeah, Justin's favourite. A little bit of side-eye. Is that... I can't tell, actually. Did I get that? Is the side-eye good? I'm not sure if that other eye should be over further. I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comments. My moving eye skills aren't the best. I will get better in the future. Because, yeah, I never used to mess with moving eyes, and I do now. But holy, I love this pose. But, yeah, this is absolutely incredible. Really, really like it. I don't know if I'm going to display, you know, Deadpool with the TVA portal behind him. I'm not sure. It looked a bit wonky, I swear. Maybe I'm not putting it in properly, but it looked a little wonky, I swear. And I kind of feel like I like it a bit better without the TVA portal behind it. I don't know. I'll put it back on for my final pose, but I'm not sure. But this head sculpt is amazing. I feel like most people will still be displaying him either with the half mask on or the full mask on, just because in the movies, you know, like, I would rather Deadpool keep his mask on most of the time, because his face, his avocado face, is kind of an eyesore. But in 1/6 scale, I really love looking at it. I really like looking at it for some reason. I do not know why. Alright, here we go. Here's my final pose. So my final pose wasn't actually going to be this. It was going to be a bit different, but the skull and spine would have been in the way of his face. Basically, I was going to have him sort of touching the bottom of Wolverine's skull, like he was like playing with it in you know, like when he sat the skeleton next to him. And Deadpool was like pretending the skeleton was talking to him. A bit similar to that, but with the skull and spine. But instead I did something like this, so you can actually see Deadpool a little better without that right in his face. Now I'm thinking about it, I feel like I kind of want the TVA portal in the display. Why does it look slightly wonky though? I'm not sure. Might just be me. I think in my display as well, I'll pose the two heads like this. And do something like this. I did have an instant, actually. I forgot this figure wasn't actually on its crotch grabber, because I'm so used to Hot Toys being on their crotch grabbers, and I was trying to turn like the whole figure round to plug like the display base in, and it fell and it hit that. Hopefully there's no damage on the Wolverine skull or on Deadpool himself, but I'm sure we're okay. I've had a lot worse when it comes to Hot Toys. Venom falling like, oh my goodness. Yeah, I've had a Venom figure fall like off quite a tall shelf, so I think we're good. But yeah, love this final pose here. It looks absolutely awesome, and yeah, basically what it is, basically Deadpool's surprised. He's sort of looking at Wolverine's skull and spine, and he's pointing. I'm pretending like Deadpool's saying like, "Holy crap, he's really aged," you know, something like that. Some cool Deadpool joke. So that's what I've sort of done here. I don't really want to turn the thing round, because I don't want him to fall down again, but yeah, you get the idea. It looks great. I love this final pose. I'm super glad I like this pose slightly more. Basically, I bent the skull and spine slightly, and I turned his, you know, the head a little bit. There's like a ball joint up there as well. So it kind of looks like it's waving around a little bit, or like, you know, like there's some physics in the skull and spine. I thought that it's really cool, and I do prefer Deadpool with his full mask on and those open eyes. I really do. So I'm happy of how I'm going to display this figure. Moving on to the two irritating and two great things about this figure. So the first irritating thing is this head sculpt here. So honestly, I'm super glad they added this sculpt. Deadpool didn't even do this in Deadpool and Wolverine, so they really didn't need to add it, but I'm super glad they did. Now, the irritating thing about this sculpt is I really wish they battle damaged it more. So as you can see, like on the normal sculpt here, sorry, the normal full mask sculpt here, there's loads of dirt, and then on this side, there's a Wolverine scratch, and even on the eye holes, even on the eye pieces, they are kind of damaged as well. But on this one, it seems very clean, and I really wish it was a little bit more damaged. If I just pick it up here, we do have a little bit of damage on it, like there's a little bit of speckling of dirt on that, but it's not enough. I just wish we had more on it. I think this was more designed for the clean sculpt. So what they did, or not what I think, I know what they did. What they did with this figure is basically most of the accessories we get with this figure, all of the Wolverine skeleton stuff, all of that, that really was designed, and also the display base as well, that was really like designed for the clean version, because as you know, when Deadpool was on this planet and actually fought all of those TVA guards with Wolverine skeleton, his suit was very clean. And then towards the end of the movie, that's when he got more dirty, and that's when he had the Desert Eagle pistols, the gold version, sorry. And also that's when he saw Headpool, the baby pool, you get the clean one. So all of the accessories, most of the accessories you get with the clean version really are meant for this version. Am I mad they did that? No, because I rather get all of the like Wolverine's skeleton stuff and this awesome display base with the battle damage version, because I don't really want the clean version. So I'm not mad they did that. I just wish they maybe like made this one more battle damaged to suit this version. The second irritating thing is I really wish they just made stuff out of die cast, like the swords, the bones and stuff like that. They used to make the Deadpool swords out of die cast. With some of the older Predator figures, they had die cast blades. And companies like InArt make their like guns and weapons out of die cast. I really wish Hot Toys did that, because it would definitely eliminate the problem of you breaking some of the accessories, because these Wolverine claws do feel very fragile, and I feel like you can easily break them. And I know people have broken Deadpool swords before, so I just really wish they did that. So the first great thing about this figure is they do not do this often, but I love that little piece of wood to cover up the crotch grabber. So if you don't want to use the crotch grabber, it is there and you can cover it up. I absolutely love that. And you also get this piece of wood to, you know, mostly cover up the seam if you're not using the TVA portal. I absolutely love that they added that. They really need to do that more. They do it sometimes, but they really don't do it enough. They need to do it more. They honestly really do. The second great thing is, when we saw the promo pictures of this figure, we only saw these eyepieces. We didn't know we actually got more eyepieces. I said in my preview video, I kind of wish they gave us more eyepieces. As you can see, these ones are the more like angry expression or the more like battle expression. And we thought we were only getting these. I think when we saw, Ryan Reynolds' reaction to this figure, when we saw that teaser on Instagram, we did see these eyepieces, but we thought Hot Toys scrapped those and thought, all right, you have to buy the clean version to get more eyepieces. So I am so glad they, you know, gave us these open eyepieces. Sorry, not open eyes, sorry. These like more open, sorry, these more my brain's just gone. I'm really glad we got these more like surprised eyepieces, so you can have Deadpool like, holy crap, what the hell is that? You know, making a joke. And I love these pieces. If we didn't get these pieces, I think I would have used the one of the other sculpts, but I'm so grateful we actually got these pieces. So guys, if you have enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the subscribe and that like button. If you love battle damaged figures, and especially Deadpool from Deadpool and Wolverine, pick this figure up. It is amazing. It is absolutely incredible. I am so happy with this figure. And yeah, make sure to check out my Instagram account. The link is in the description. And man, this is a crazy cool figure. Like, when this was released, I just felt I was so excited to get it, man. So flipping excited. And man, it was worth it. Really enjoyed working with this figure. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in another review, figure preview, or short.